right, next I'd like to welcome Yolanda Bluehorse of Rosebud Sioux, co-founder of the Society of Native Nations.
No Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA.
No Trump,
no KKK, no fascist USA.
No Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA. No Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA. No Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA. No Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA. No Trump, no KKK,
my relatives. It is so good to see so many people coming together this evening. You know, many people were afraid to come tonight. Many of them did not want to come and be reminded of the painful experiences that they have dealt with dealing with racism. It's traumatizing for some. Racism hurts, and that pain never goes away. Whether it be yesterday, 100 years ago, or 500 years ago, there is no getting over it. There is no forgetting about it. Many people of color are still experiencing that pain and the economic downfall of what racism did to their people. Racism has killed millions and millions, and that pain has buried itself into generations of families, and it still continues to burn today. It is time to come that this country finally starts talking about the history of the bloodshed that it has done. My own indigenous people are a true testimony to what happens when you are judged by the color of your skin, by your values or your culture. The native people, the first peoples of this land, were literally almost wiped off the face of this continent. Many do not know that by the 1900s, there were only 250,000 people, my people, left. All because they were different. Genocide, slavery, murder are all part of this country's history that nobody wants to hear. We read about this in textbooks? No. We were not taught in schools the true impact and grip that white supremacy and bigotry had upon this country at one point in time. No one wants to know that we have military posts such as Fort Bragg and our very own Fort Hood, who were named after generals who advocated for slavery, or that we honor people who proudly massacred indigenous people. I bet you didn't know that President Abraham Lincoln ordered one of the largest one-day mass hangings of 38 Sioux Indians. Or that President Andrew Jackson, on your $20 bill, nicknamed Indian Killer, recommended the systematic extermination of Native American women and children. When is America gonna stop honoring these people? People talk about preserving these histories, these statues. But it's perfectly okay for them to bulldoze my people's history through their sacred sites and lines, all in the name of pipelines. But that's a different kind of racism. The time has come now for our children to know the true history of the bloodshed of this country. I can say this though, as someone who has experienced the most heinous form of racism while living here in Texas, for the most part, people are good. And even those that are racist, they can still learn a different way of thinking. But most importantly, there is an awakening happening in this country. There is an awakening happening of people who have had enough and no longer want to be told by their government or by what they see on TV. We as Americans are here today, eyes wide open, and we know the truth. You all see it. There is no longer any room in this country for bigotry and hatred. Because in the whole grand scheme of things, we are all human beings, and we all bleed the same color. Thank you.